Worshipping a fake god is like going to a combination Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. Yeah, it is a Taco Bell, but it ain't like a standalone Taco Bell. And let me get into why. We're going to be covering the lore from the world where my mangas The Night of Saw and Devil's Deal take place in. And as we covered in previous videos, we know that there's gods because they literally are on the physical world. And they have physical domains within this world like the holy cities. For example, Stroke, the god of summer seasons, has Yokohama. The god of Vile Vershire has Ramin. And Reaper, the goddess of death, has Styx. But you know what isn't like the others? The Great Collection and the 7 Great Clans. And if you see Flourishade sounds familiar, well, you'd be right because that's where the Devil's Deal takes place. And the reason I point this out is because the Great Collection worships something called the mortal soul. And as you can plainly see here, the mortal soul's not here. And that's because in the Defiance War, also known as the Divine War, mortals said, we don't want a god ruling over us, so we're gonna do our own thing. And it was a big war. But within that war, the mortals somehow came upon the concept of the mortal soul, which they founded their own church on, which rules over the religious side of the Great Collection. They have their own religious police that arrest heathens, or at least those they believe to be heathens. And a heathen is somebody that actively worships another divine force. Which is funny, because none of the gods that they broke away from actively punished you for worshiping another one. Because it was the spirits like Aneru and Ezeron that ruled over this land. And what's the punishment for being a heathen, you may ask? It's something the common people would say as the march, where they shave your head, put X's on it, and then pike you in front of the whole place. But in places like Christ's soul, ruled over by the god of pride, if you don't believe in him, guess what? The soldiers are going to make you work till you believe in him. Till you believe that he is your salvation for rest. If you live in the frost-safe forest, you're either going to worship Ezeron, the spirit of earth and snow, or Glace. They don't care if you worship each other, but not worshiping them as an ice elf, which are basically the only people up there, is crazy talk. Like, that is worse than being a flat earther. And that's because Ezeron literally created them. There are actual journals from people who were around the time when she created them. Reaper and Vershire don't necessarily care if you worship another god. You better not do it in his holy city, and you better not worship the other in the other's territory. Oh, that's one way to piss off the church. Stroke doesn't care if you worship another god, but guess what? If you break his rules and you go to his domain, you're gonna have a bad day. But you can read my mangas for free, and you can get an original character in the lore by going diamond.